All right, good morning. So this is going to be my first video that I'm doing at 6:26 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So bear with me, but what I'm doing is I'm looking at the volume profile and I'm looking at areas of support and resistance. So I'm looking at the point of control for this trading session, and then also I have the volume profile listed out all the way from last week. So I'll be marking out key areas too once price reaches those areas. So the 9:30 open is about to start in just a few minutes. So what I want to see is I want to see how this price is going to react to this significant level where price was basically consolidating on the 1 minute chart. Let's see how it reacts. So it can either do one or two things. It can either bust through and retest and continue to remain bullish today, or it can pretty much wick, get rejected, and come back down to this point of interest. So I'm looking at right now price is trading at the higher volume node. So we're going to see what pretty much happens, but I want to just basically get in and get out. So I'm looking at 1 to 2 trades per day. And usually I want to try to get them within a few minutes, at least the first trade within a few minutes, right as the open happens. And then we could look at possibly a second trade. So we'll see how this plays out. It's almost about a minute and a half to the 9:30 open. I have to talk pretty low because my kids and my wife, they're still asleep. And what I want to try to get out of this is improving my trading commentary, getting better at this, so that way I could start going live trading in front of an audience. So this is kind of the first step to getting to that point. All right, so we're just about to be at open. So it definitely looks like there's some rejection coming off of this area of possible resistance. So I use NinjaTrader, so I like to keep both screens open. So that looks like a big rejection. Let me mark out the point of control to see how price reacts to that. Okay, what's going on with my computer? Of course my computer will start tripping. Let's see how this reacts to the point of control possible support. Looks like it's rejecting. So if anything, I want to definitely see. Let's see if it holds this. If it holds this point of control area and makes this support, then I want to see a strong bullish candle for me to enter in. If it breaks through, then we'll wait for a retest. Let's see if we want to hold this or if we want to keep trading down. I know that there's a gap down here, so we might want to keep rejecting and continue to place downward. But let's find out. So definitely rejected. Or definitely traded all the way through. Let's see if price can get back up to here at the point of control. I'm gonna try to take a trade, sell opportunity. Might be a little risky, but let's find out. Let's see if price, what is price doing? That's not good. Am I on delayed data? What the heck? This would be causing me issues. That would have been a perfect trade too. Yeah, this whole thing is screwed up. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but been having technical difficulties all morning, so we'll see what happens. I wanted this entry up here, but my computer started tripping, and that would have been a perfect entry for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. And this occurred around 9:38, which is usually what the time that I want to look for trades. So, see what happens. It's tough dealing with technical difficulties on your trading day of all days. And I'm over leveraged on top of that too. It can be very frustrating. It's like delayed data. I have no idea why. I know if this trade goes through, win or lose, I'm pretty much done for the day. So let's see what happens. So it looks like it's gone through. I don't have no idea. It's like some type of delayed data that makes no sense. But we'll see what happens. Let's. So once price hits this higher volume node, this is my resistance level, so this is how I'm using volume profile. It basically rejected, came down, broke through the point of control. So my first initial entry, I wanted to come back and get this point of control for a continuation move, and that was my thought process, but with the technical issues, this did not happen. So I'm coming back in and seeing if this will reject based off of this lower volume node. And this is my higher volume node from last week's trading data. So let's see if price wants to act like a magnet and come down here and try to test that one out. I'm just looking for a basically 1 to 2 risk to reward. I want to get in and out. To be honest, this might act as support. So we're going to see if it continues to follow through. I'm going to move my stop loss based on what I'm seeing on the TradingView chart since I'm over leveraged. It's like skipping candles. I've never really seen this happen with NinjaTrader. It's kind of weird. I'm assuming it caught back up now. It looks like it. That's very weird. But based on some of these issues this morning, I think this will be my one and only trade. I gotta figure out what's going on with this. So it's definitely delayed. I know I'm trading on ES. I want to see a stronger push down into this previous week's support with this volume node. So usually these volume nodes, they act on these volume profiles, they act like magnets, especially the point of control. That would have been, I keep going back to it, but that would have been a perfect trade to get in and get out, 1 to 2. But I still think that this trade can work out. And to be honest, I think I'm going to take some off. I'm going to take half off. Since I'm not really too sure what's going on with my system, I think it's just a smarter move just to take some off, move stop to break even. That way I can at least secure some type of profit, which is 135. So I'm good with that. We'll just watch how it plays out. Looks like from TradingView, it looks like it's going to hit. So we'll see. But I was over leveraged, and I was over leveraged by at least 3 contracts. Based on my entry, where my stop was, did not feel comfortable with that. So I think it's just better for me to take half off. That was about probably 1 to 1.5 that I took half off. So feel good about that, and my stop is at break even, so it's really a can't lose situation. So I just want to see a complete flush all the way down to previous week's support. Well, actually, that would be previous week's resistance that turned into support. So later on in the trading session, you might see a bounce off of that area. We'll find out. So it's weird, the 5-minute matches, but the 1 minute doesn't. So I have no idea why, but we'll stick with the 5-minute on this one. Where am I at? 6, 7, 6, 9, 7, 5. Does it match? No, it doesn't. Not too thrilled about that rejection right here next to my take profit area, but let's see what happens. I want to see this completely flush through. Because if I know I hit on this on TradingView, then it should be delayed, but I should still see my take profit hit. So that hits. Yeah, that's weird. So it was all delayed. So I ended up making $390 in total profit, which brought my account up to $25,952.82. So even with the technical issues, that could have been basically my second entry, but as of today, since I've experienced that, I'm done for the day. One and done. That's all I could ask for. So basically, just to recap, we'll look at the TradingView. You see, it's a trip how price from previous day, you have your higher volume node on the volume profile, and price just acts like a magnet and just goes straight to it. Doesn't happen all the time like that, but a good amount of times it definitely does. So I saw price rejects. This keeps this higher volume node as a resistance level. So I mean, that 5-minute candle was definitely strong at 9:30. But once I see the rejection and it comes through and it trades through this point of control for today's session, my initial entry without the technical issues would have been right here. I always put my market order. I'm looking to actually get into this sell at this point, right when it hits point of control. My stop would be right above this candle's high, just to give it some room to breathe, but that would have been an easy 1 to 2 risk to reward. Didn't get that, so I pretty much waited, and I knew that once price breaks this is also, lower volume node, but I think this level from previous weeks high, it definitely serves a bigger purpose for price to want to gravitate towards to, like a magnet. So I seen price break through, got in here with the retracement entry, stop above this high, and we go for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. That's all I want. So I'm definitely pleased with that trade, with all the issues that were happening this morning. You walk out with a win, $390. I'm usually looking for around, anywhere from $350 to $450 in profit. $390 seems like it's the standard based on, how much I'm risking. I'm usually not trying to risk more than 150 to 200, maybe 250 a trade. I don't want to over leverage and blow up my account, especially using, minis. I'd rather use micros, but ES is easier for me to trade than NQ is, so I stick with the ES. But overall, solid win, 390 in profit. And got done in 35 minutes. That's how I like it. I want to get in and get out. Either by, the first few minutes after the New York Open. I want to be completely done. I want to try to be done by at least 10. So I will be posting more videos of this. And like I said, I will be working on my commentary, getting better at this, so that way I can start going live for you guys to see. And, I just want to show you guys the full trading journey. I don't want to hide anything. I don't want to, hide my losses. I want to show all of it. So hopefully this can help you guys to remain calm, especially in situations where you have technical issues, or you might have not got at the entry that you're looking for, or, you take a loss. You thought price was going to go this way, price end up going another way. And that's why I only trade, from the 5-minute to the 1-minute chart, because I'm not trying to, basically prove what daily bias is. I really don't know. I don't think any of us do. We can try to, use different techniques, different things that we might have learned to, pick a bias. But I come into the market, I try to be as fluid as possible, and I just look at what the market basically gives me. I don't try to force anything. I just, volume profile has really helped me out. I've had like a on and off relationship, with the volume profile, and there was a particular video I watched that really kind of solidified it for me. I've always used volume profile for a number of years, but I've just gotten better and better at it, and using it as, support and resistance can really elevate your trading. So that way, at least you have some type of possible edge, in the market. So I would have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's probably my 8th trade, but I'll check. I want to definitely take 100 trades and see, what my performance is. But I definitely want to try to pass this Apex challenge, get payouts, so that way I can invest in more and basically document it for you guys to see. And like I said, eventually I want to definitely try to go live for you guys to, see the evolution of my trading. and you'll see the successes. You'll see the learning lessons. I don't want to call them failures, because it's all learning lessons as long as you don't quit. And to be honest, there was many times where I wanted to quit. Over the last 5-6 years, I probably quit probably 10 times. But something kept pulling me back. Something kept pulling me back. So, I believe God was speaking to me, telling me to get back into it, and here I am. Never wanted to put it out there, never wanted to do YouTube content creation, and here I am. I just want to be a obedient servant to God and what God has placed in my heart. So hopefully you guys can continue to follow my journey, continue to watch me trade. This is definitely new for me to get up and speak this early in the morning while I'm trading, so bear with me. I have to keep a quiet voice for the family because they're still asleep, but I appreciate you guys watching, whoever watches this, and I will be posting daily these videos so that way you guys can see my, like I said, my trading evolution. So thank you guys. Take care. God bless. Thank you for watching, and I will be posting tomorrow, so be on the lookout. Thanks.